Okay. This is a game I've had in my um, library for a while. It evolved from ARISEN Prologue, which was a alpha build, and now it's got a straight on demo. So I figured, hey, I want to check this out because apparently it's a card based game, even though all the images I've seen for the game look like visual novel stuff. So I'm curious what the gameplay is like. Version available on Steam. Nice menu so far. Open dyslexic font. That's cool. What is that? What? Wait. Video. Oh, it's a demo, so I can't choose my video options. Interesting. This is an option? Oh my god, it is. Well, there you go. She'll be a she. I'm glad this is actually an option because then I can play the game with nudity off, which is good. And the name I always pick for my female characters. Well, you gradually regain consciousness. How long have you been out? You have no idea. Your mind is a blur. Thinking hurts. All you feel is pain. Even breathing is difficult. Sharp arrows of pain shoot through your limbs like bolts of lightning. The world around you pitches and heaves. Around a boat? The air stinks. It reeks of sweat, dirt, feces, pus, and blood. The acrid stench of a vomit makes you gag. You detect the familiar scent of the sea and the sharp tang of metal. Your throat burns, your body is heavy, you are weak, your head is spinning. You could be floating. You do not remember the last time you ate or drank. Your wrists, ankles, and neck are attached. Okay. By something smooth, hard, and heavy. It clings to your skin. Must be the sweat and dried blood. As you try to shift your aching body, you hear the chink of chains. A wave of panic rises in your gut. You are imprisoned. You become aware of sounds, a multitude of voices. The long, melodious crack of wood seems to echo the roaring waters, or waves, whatever. You must be in a ship, which would explain why you are pitching and lurching. You feel no breeze upon your skin. You must be in the hold. There are people all around you whispering, moaning, crying, puking. Some speak Elvish, others use your mother tongue. You fight with consciousness. You want to listen to them, to understand what happened to you. At last your eyelids wrench apart. Light hurts, even though the place is dark, too dark. You are lying against the side of the ship, a huge vessel. There are so many of you, a vast throng. As people stir, their chains seem to sing. There are so many prisoners piled together like merchandise. Soldiers in full armor do their rounds. You recognize them. They are something from the island of something. You're here at last. I was afraid you'd never wake. Hmm. As you try to sit up properly, you glance at your neighbor, a tall, muscular black elf with a shaved head. He is watching you with a soft, sad expression. How are you feeling? You cannot hold back tears. So I have submission or sadness. Both great options. Is that the only gameplay I get in this game? You are shaking, curled up in a ball, unable to answer. Okay. He doesn't want to harm you. He winces in pain. His wounds are hurting too. My name's Tarak Sharpsong, and you, what's your name? You try to speak. You fight back the tears. You feel wretched, frustrated. Tarak leans back. He realizes you need time to recover. His keen eyes examine you. Do you remember what happened? He figures it's a no. Do you want me to tell you? As you don't say a word in a hushed voice, he carries on. The Maciels, them, they have been plundering villages all around the southeast coast of Var'Nagal. Var'Nagal? Sure, we're just a part of the spoils they have stolen. They killed anyone who didn't interest them. Your clan, my tribe, they're either dead or locked up in one of those ships. He speaks calmly, but his face betrays the suffering. We weren't prepared, nobody was. I knew something was wrong, but no one would believe me. You nod, trembling all the while, feeling his sadness. Compassion. If they chose to isolate themselves from the world for a year, I think, maybe more, then something happened. They were always a belligerent people, but never like this. I do not understand. A sad smile spreads across his face. The only thing I know for sure is what they plan to do with us. If we are useful, we have been kept alive. Anybody entertaining is destined for the arena. You thank him for sharing this information and tell him that the situation must be very hard for him too. Tarak gently places the palm of his hand against his chest. He smiles. Thank you for this kindness. Silence returns. Your head slumps against the belly of the ship. Somebody yells out. You hear blows and change clanking. Sudden sounds you already loathe. You know, however, these sounds will become only too familiar. The days roll in and out. Water is rare, warm, brackish. Some people get so thirsty they drink their own urine. Of course. The sick, the rebels, the rowdy, the seriously injured. They all die one after the other. They throw their bodies overboard like trash. Rats are infrequent, but when they come sniffling at your feet, you feel a shameful but irresponsible desire to pounce on them and devour their flesh. You are not eager to touch dry land. It surely cannot be worse than here. You repeat this over and over like a mantra. It offers you hope, fragile yet no doubt foolish hope. Your sole neighbor, Tarak, is a lifesaver for you. You speak as often as possible when the soldiers are busy elsewhere. You don't always speak to each other. Sometimes you communicate with body language, simple gestures of support, or discreet mime games. He knows your name and scant details about you. Nights feel brighter and days less of a torment. You learn he was the chief of the last tribe of Black Elves in Var'Nagal. He has been chained up from his rare surviving fellows. They seem to have a death wish for his species. Tarak appears to have accepted the horror better than the other survivors. Suicide attempts are commonplace around you. 13 days, or perhaps 12, 14, concentration is so harsh, the heat is unbearable. Lacking water, sleep, and food, you cannot think straight. Even your dreams are erratic and incoherent. The sound of seagulls screaming has been growing since yesterday. The prisoners have stirred back into life. They all know what the sound means. Dry land cannot be far away. Tarak sleeps a lot. He is saving his strength. His wounds are now healed. He doesn't seem disturbed by your predicament and the ambient roar, as though he is somehow capable of blotting it out. You gaze at the other dark-skinned elves. They display an astonishing physical and mental endurance. However, folk always told you that black elves were the least respected among their peers. Some high elves do not even deem them worthy of being servants. The ship begins its slow mooring maneuver, accompanied by the angry slapping of the waves against the hull. You sit up straight, pricking your ears. Prisoners rattle their chains, guards roar back in their native tongue, some strike the ground with their spear. At first you hear nothing, and this is only frustrates you more. Tarak is perfectly awake. Joan Doe. He is staring at you. Then he signals for you to keep calm. The soldiers are eager to disembark to finish their mission. Their impatience will only make them strike you harder. One after another, with the swift nonchalance of habit, the soldiers unchain you and escort you onto the deck. The daylight burns your eyes. You haven't seen daylight for ages. Everything is flooded in violent, blinding light, making faces pallid and sails shimmer. Unsteady on your legs, you are jostled from behind. You stumble once more. The seagull's scream pierces your ears. The deck groans beneath your feet. Oh, hello. An official stops every prisoner to draw up an inventory of the prisoners. When he needs further details, he sometimes exchanges a few words in the captive's language. Maybe he is looking for a shapeshifter. Or are they worthless to them? Or perhaps more valuable? You have no idea. He seems to be calculating something, evaluating your sell-on price, probably. It's your turn. He looks you up and down. Female. Human? You are not a woman. Well, is it... I mean, I am a she. I wouldn't say it's submission to just be like... Yeah, that's... This is such a dumb choice. Like, this implies that admitting the truth is like being a bitch. Like, I think I hate this game. I'm glad I didn't pay for it, and I don't think I'm gonna ever move past the demo. Cause not only is the gameplay boring as shit, but if this is the kind of choices that you're gonna be shown at some point in the game, then like fuck it. So what am I supposed to just be like? No, I'm not a woman, but I really am. Like what? I picked she at the beginning, right? So, like, it's such a dumb. This is such a dumb choice. Like I think I'm already done with this game. I'm just gonna speed read in my head. Oh my fucking god. I swear to God, if I get out of the ship here and there's no option to travel, it's just click. Just click. Yes, weapons locked exposed for great copious bounties. What the fuck this says? That's where we are. It's sandy apparently, and the streets are narrow. There's soldiers everywhere. Great. You don't have a choice. Going to the arena. Yay. A historic day for the nation. Woo. I do like the animations. Those are nice. Maybe because everything else is so goddamn still and boring that when I see movement, I'm like, oh, movement! Okay. Now we're in a pit. A flatbread. Well, at least we got bread and warm water. Oh, hi, dude. Yes. His tone is abrupt. Mm-hmm. So we're not in the same room. They're neighbors. Okay. So that's the gameplay. You just click and drag a card up into the, and then eventually you'll unlock a new card based on the choices you've made up to that point. So you're essentially building your character as you play, right? Like, because of the choices I made at the beginning, my character unlocked compassion. But, like, sorry, you can't have a game that's just that. There needs to be, like, other choices. Like, I can pick where to go. I can do stuff. I can't wait to die and you get back to the family. Forget everything I've seen, everything they've done. Especially with the price tag, too. Like, if it's anything closer to $20, I expect more gameplay than this. You lose interest in him and move away. You tell him there is still hope. You tell him that there is still hope. Suddenly he rushes toward the railings, making you recoil and hate. He clutches at the bars and... What? Okay, so I made the right choice, I feel. Thank you for what you're trying to do. But it's ultimately meaningless. We must look out for each other tomorrow. We'll try to survive together, and if you don't, we shall not fall alone. What did he live through that is still torment? Oh, I mean, look at him. He's all fucked. The music's haunting. His features contracted, then relax. It's like he's trying to tell you so much that you can't hear. Fun, fun, fun. The elf is sitting in one corner, wrapped in a kind of silent prayer. Oh, okay. Have you made a new friend? Did I make a new friend? I know this game has no HUD or anything. I can't check my friends list. Throughout the night, however, you are woken by hysterical sobbing screams of pain, the changing of a blacksmith's hammer, the clanging of a blacksmith. That makes more sense. Blacksmith hammers don't change. When you wake up at dawn, you can't get back. Well, I mean, it's dawn, so. A chaotic fug of negative emotions. I don't think I've heard that term before. Fug. It's a new one. Tarak seems to be encouraging and reassuring his fellow. The sky is purple, pink, and gold. The wind shrieks in your ears. Struggles to conceal that he's not listening anymore. Well, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Tell Tarak that he was rude. Prefers his name Coda or Battle Drum. Alright, Battle Drum. They let down a ladder. Alright. Well, we're leaving the pit now. And we're going to the arena. Okay. The trail is never ending, but then the arena hones into view, a magnificent mass of cream-hued stone decorated with colorful mosaics. You had already heard about the arena. You thought at the time that here they held honor duels, practice fights, or exhibition events. Maybe it was the case back then. Today the atmosphere is very different. Okay, so now we're in a corridor. Interesting. A vaulted corridor, actually. When the gate opens, you shall advance. Okay. Whether they like it or not. Okay, so we're going into an arena. That's interesting. So how is this gonna play out? Because in arenas, you either win or you die, right? But I don't feel like my character is gonna win. Here you are. They have both picked up weapons from the sandy ground. Alright, so what are my choices? I am terrified or I'm ready to fight. You know what? We've been submissive for too long. We're gonna kick ass. Come what may, he will accept his destiny. That's good to hear. Soon, whatever the hell that word is, we'll find out what stuff the humans and elves from the southeast are made of. He seems tense, almost angry, as though he is. So what do I get? What'd you give me, dude? In your hand is a weapon. You have no idea how you came. You don't know how you came by it. He gave it to you. You fucking idiot. The guy literally just handed you the weapon, and now you're like, I have no idea how I got this? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I know everything is moving so fast, but it just happened. What is your, like, memory span? Like 2 seconds? Jesus. You fight in a supporting role. You fight on the front lines! Wow, it's giving me a lot more choices all of a sudden. They throw fishnet bags of food in the area, in the arena? Oh, we're gonna fight an animal. Okay. You fight. You team up. But why is that sadness? Again, these choices are so fucking stupid. Teaming up is smart. It's not, doesn't mean you're sad. What's this one? Despite your hunger? Also, how is that submission? This makes sense. But teaming up doesn't mean sadness. This should be compassion, not sadness. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I wouldn't say I'm sad, so I guess I'm not gonna team up, which is so fucking stupid. You fight off the beasts and slaves to fill your empty belly. You've been wounded in the hip by the powerful sword of a claw. Your fellow fighters in the arena managed. See, I wanted to team up, but apparently that would have meant I was sad. Going by the game's logic here, that makes no fucking sense. You look for a readily defensible. Why is that? Apparently, I'm sad now because I chose a smart defensive strategy. That means I'm sad. You look for a readily defensible position. The drums start pounding again, this time with a different, livelier beat, then slower and slower. The gates open once again, and a multitude of slaves with gleaming necks spill out. I'm assuming they have collars on? Okay, so I won? Okay. The surviving Black Elves protest, become agitated, try to move toward him. They brutally punish them. Back, fuckers! He straightens and resignedly stares the soldiers in the eye. They take you out of the arena back into the street. Outside you cross paths with warriors, blacksmiths, combat instructors, and magistrates. The clang of blades occasionally cuts through the yelling of the training recruits. Here you are in the army's dominion. You encounter more slaves. One of them, a woman, slows and looks you straight in the eye. Is it as if she is trying to warn you your ordeal has only just begun? It must be around noon. The sky is a brazen blue. You relish the fresh, soothing air in the narrow streets. Every inch of your body hurts as you limp forward. Pain gnaws at your shoulder. The survivors are escorted to the marketplace where there are people fiercely haggling or inspecting fragile oils. You hear the bleating of sheep and the folks greeting each other above the hub above the crowd. Here everything is merchandise. You are alive, that much is true, but now you and your companions are nothing but chattels. The soldiers escort you to a section of the marketplace dedicated to slave trading where there are raised platforms with alternating rows of cages. The place is cramped, the barking of the merchants extolling their products fills the air. There are many in conversation with soldiers, purses exchange hands, and you and your group are fucking, yeah, we're into slave trading, yeah. What do you want? A high elf. Great. Code opens his mouth for the first time. He looks okay. You're a good warrior. I know one when I see one. You fight like me. You rush in headlong and you give everything you've got. My best friend always told me it would cost me my life. Today that wouldn't have bothered me. Okay. I can't believe we survived. He laughs nervously. I wanted to die a free elf. Now I will live as a slave. Doesn't that make you bad? You reach out your hand. You're tired, hungry, and in pain. You agree with him. See, those choices made sense. My name is Kara, you bitch. He gracefully dodges the spittle. Of green acid? Uh-huh. Iguanil, what the fuck? Hmm. No, it was a horrible experience. Okay. Because if that's the whole game, it's incredibly boring. Like, I guess this is the kind of game that's made for like the fans of visual novels, and it's one of the reasons why I don't play visual novel games because they're boring as shit, and all you do is sit there. The only gameplay is you sit there and click. And if I wanted to read text, I would read a fucking book. And there is gameplay in here where you click and drag cards to make choices, and half the time those choices make no fucking sense. And I only did one. I achieved one thing in this whole experience, and that was I unlocked one card. In this whole demo, I successfully did one thing, and that was unlock one card. The rest of the time, I was just clicking my mouse and dragging cards, and it was extremely boring. But like I said, this might be made for people that actually like boring visual novels. And when I say boring visual novels, I'm referring to all visual novels because I hate visual novels. It's like how I feel about sports games. It's like if you're gonna play a sports game, be a real man and go out and play actual sports. Don't play a fucking video game for sports, you know? Like, so if you're gonna play a visual novel, just fucking don't. Grab a book, read a book. Having the physical thing in your hand is way more enjoyable than these fucking visual novel experiences. And I do respect the attempt to create gameplay in this with the card system. But like I said before, the cards make no fucking sense because apparently defending yourself or teaming up with somebody it means you're sad instead of smart. Like it should have been like it's just fucking stupid because it makes you as the player uncertain of what you want to do because I'm like in that situation in real life, I would have teamed up with someone to avoid getting hurt, right? But the game is telling me that means I'm sad, and I don't want to be sad either. I want to be, you know, I want to be a go-getter. I want to, I want to take initiative. But that wasn't what the thing said. I was apparently, according to the game, I was sad, and so I was like, well, no, I don't. Now I don't want to pick that option because I don't want my character being sad for teaming up or defending or whatever. It's really stupid, and it's like it's worse than the choices in Mass Effect. But the visual stuff was great for the most part. A lot of times it was just still images, which is again I find incredibly boring. There's some visual novel stuff that I do like when they added like there was one I don't think I've played it, but I saw like screenshots of it, and it's like it's a visual novel. But it takes place at a school, and you're managing class schedules. So every now and then, you go from visual novel to, like, classroom management and shit like that. So there's actual gameplay in that one. So, like, that's the kind of stuff I prefer. I don't prefer games where I'm just sitting there clicking a text box over and over again, and then every now and then, oh, I get to make a choice. Click. Because this is just like those games where you're just sitting there clicking the mouse, and then you get like a menu of options. You know, do you go left? Do you go right? Do you go forward? And you just click on it and just continue the story. Like the what was that Raging Loop game on the PS4 where it was like the werewolf game where it was like, oh, you go through the first you go through the game once, and then your actions in the first route that you did unlock new choices for your second playthrough, and then because the idea is you're looping, and so whenever time you loop, you unlock new branching options. But at the end of the day, you're still just clicking the mouse. And with the price tag, like, what's this game? What is this game priced at? Oh, it's still in early. It's been in early access for the last 3 years. Okay, I can see why. It's $16. It's cool, but really dark. It's very well written. Yeah, it's well written, but at a $16 price tag for an early access game, they could have voice acting in here. Make it worth my while. Because that's the other thing. The visual novels stuff that I like, what is this? This wasn't in the fucking game. All these additional shots. Then again, I was playing the demo. That was a demo. But it's just like, look at all these movements. Look at all these animations and stuff, and all these different things, and it's interesting. And what the hell is this shot? New card unlocked. Yay! That was all I did in the whole game. Was I unlocked one card. So yeah, I'm not gonna play this game. I'm not. It's I played the. Thank God there was a demo, because if I had to pay $16 for this, I probably would have ended the stream like 15 minutes ago to get a refund. Because after a certain amount of time of playing the game, you're not allowed a refund. But I would have definitely gotten a refund for this one. Just because it's not my kind of game. And I'm allowed to say that because everyone has their own opinions. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. But anyways, so that's all for now. Thanks for watching. You can let me know what you think down in the comments, but if it's anything positive about the game, I'm not going to give a shit or read it, so... I mean, this might be the first time in my time on YouTube where I'm going to tell you don't bother leaving a comment. Because I'm probably not going to read it. Because I'm never coming back to this game, and quite frankly, I might not even think about this game anymore after today. So, yeah, that's it. So I'll see you in the next one, whatever I do. Bye-bye.